Reality. Reality receipts.
Hi, guys. Welcome back to the Reality Receipts podcast starring me, Storytime with Ricky.
And me, Reality Ashley, and we are back with 3 episodes of Love Island Games. Unfortunately, we were supposed to have an episode out on Saturday. We sat here late night Saturday night, had a whole chit chat about it for over an hour. Then, because I'm in my new room, I realized I didn't plug in my computer, which we didn't think was that important. Apparently, it is important when you're using Riverside, or it's just my computer because it didn't upload our episode. So, heartbreaking, very sad. I was heading out of town for 48 hours and there was just no way we could redo it. So, we're back now to do it. So thank you for putting up with my technical difficulties. Now
It
we
was
know.
the strangest thing because the episode, like, guys, the episode's right there. We could see it. We're looking at it and it just would not process or upload. But
Well, it went to 99%, and then it was just
yeah,
stuck
same.
there for overnight to the next day, so it's just sitting there useless, like, can't use it, can't post it, nothing, so
Yeah. Yeah, and we all know that Love Island land moves on very fast. So now we have Friday night's episode. Saturday was After Sun, which I didn't watch, but something that was really cool that happened on After Sun is that they did have a reality TV commentator on After Sun, which I thought was huge because it's just like a major sign that, like, these networks are watching, like, they see you, they see what we're doing, like, so to have his name's Isaiah J. I actually
Mhm.
would watch his, he does Love is Blind commentary, he does Love Island commentary, I would watch his commentary all the time, so it was really cool to see him on there, and then we have Sunday night and last night's episode, so
Yeah.
lots to catch
We're
up on.
like, we have so many other shows we have to talk about as well, but we're like, we cannot let Love Island go any farther because you wait a couple days and it's so many episodes behind. And a lot happened in these 3 episodes. So we're like, no, that's our first priority right now is talking about Love Island because we've watched it, we want to talk about it, and now we finally have time to do that. So
Yeah.
we'll go all the way back to Friday night's episode.
Friday night's episode is what happened? Is Andrea got
I'm
sent
like,
home? Are we back?
yes,
No,
we're
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 all the way
way
back when he shitted on her.
Yeah. Okay, so all the way back to Friday night's episode, began, whatever. I'm not an English major. I am, but let's pretend I know what I'm talking about. uh, Sydney and Toby were celebrating being the power couple. Like they had done something so amazing, but really they just didn't get their buckets fit in more. So I thought that was funny because they were really like, we did so good. But anyways, then Garby and Lucinda were having their little fallout from the bucket spitting.
Yes.
Yes, Garby says she didn't do it on purpose, but Lucinda felt like she did, and Kendall was in the middle, but not really in the middle because it felt like he was way more on Lucinda's side. So, what did you think about all of that? Do you think Garby didn't mean to go for Lucinda, or
Yeah. I
yeah?
I don't I don't I don't think it was personal, like you said. It's a game. Lucinda's not a strong competitor, so you're not like somebody that I'm like, "Ooh, like, I have got to get out of here," or somebody
Mhm.
you would target by any means. I think Garby just wanted to get that nasty crap out of her mouth. Like she said, I was just going for the closest bucket.
Mhm.
And I don't think it's anything more than that, but for Kendall to, like, imply that it was because Garby was jealous in any way was actually comical. Like,
Agree. And like, since when are him and Lucinda best friends? I had no idea. Like outside of the villa, like I know somebody mentioned Kendall, you know, everybody. So I guess he's just been like sliding in people's DMs since he got off the island because I didn't know they were friends. It's a little surprising.
I didn't know, and honestly, Lucinda actually is, like, really getting on my nerves. Like, she's a freaking crab
Miserable.
patty, she's miserable, she's got a stick up her ass, like, she can't have fun, she's always frowning, she walk around with them pouted lips poked out, like, it's just really annoying, like,
Always like, this is shit. That's what she
I
does.
feel like shit. Yeah, like, this is shit, she feels like shit, everything's shite, okay? Like,
Yeah.
I can't take it anymore.
And not to jump ahead, but when she told Isaiah what the girls were chatting about, I was like, okay, that's a little pick me. I get it. Like she said, all the guys are her best friends, which that happens sometimes, but it also it's just not the best sign, right? Like you're more on the guy's side. Like
I get along. I hate those girls, right? I don't get along with girls. Like, I get along with boys. Like, I'm like one of the boys. Yeah.
Mhm. It's
Okay,
a bit
girl.
of a red flag. Like, of course,
Mhm.
women and men can be friends, but if you're only friends with the men and not the women, it's a little bit strange because these are all pretty nice women too. Like, sometimes we do see some cattiness or fighting, but it's been pretty chill. Like, they've all been
Yeah.
pretty good to each other. So weird that she would run to Isaiah like that. But we'll get to that episode. So yeah, I
Yeah.
couldn't hear Kendall say one more time, like, Lucinda's my best friend. I thought he should have had Garby's back a little more. Like Lucinda's not his couple. It's fine to be friends, but your couple is like sort of your priority in this game. So,
He didn't even like he was almost like, "Yeah, like, I don't even know why she did that." It's like, you could at least tell Lucinda, like, "I don't think it was personal.
hmm
I talked to her, she said it wasn't. She's not that type of person to do anything intentional." Instead of going along with it, like, "Yeah, maybe she's jealous." It's like, "What, Kendall?" Like, again, Kendall, his intentions, like, are you doing this to have some camera time or to have a moment because you're not, really that entertaining? It just all seemed silly.
hmm yeah, I don't understand what the problem was. I think it seemed like it would be easy if he just stuck up for Garby that Lucinda would, agree, like believe him, right? And instead of him acting like, oh, maybe she's jealous, that was just silly. So, we did see Johnny start to deliver the news to Andreina that he wasn't feeling it, that he was carrying her. He felt, even though she has won some things, like she hasn't been that bad. They're acting like she is useless, basically, but she has,
Because of how she did in that duel.
yes,
Okay,
she
like,
did
she
have
got
one
her
bad
ass
one.
kicked by Lucinda, and I think that had she gotten her ass kicked by anybody else, it wouldn't have been that bad, but people seen how bad Lucinda did in the first challenge, and they're just like, "Oh my god, how could you lose to her? You're way
hmm
bigger than her." But yeah, I don't think it's a fair statement to say that Johnny was carrying her by any means. Like, you won, what, 1 duel,
Yeah,
and you both equally lost. Like, you guys, he wasn't vulnerable because of Andreina in the heart rate challenge. Like, that was
no.
both of you guys, like, equal, you
hmm
know? And then they lost one more or yeah, the football challenge. Like, they didn't even do that bad.
No. Yeah, it's a little silly to blame it all on her. I guess it's maybe more her attitude or like how she says, like, oh, I'm not really here for the money that's bothering him. But we obviously, once we got to the box opening, was a shocking moment where Johnny decided to open the box. So were you surprised that he did that?
I wasn't surprised. I knew he was gonna do that because that's just what Johnny does, right? Like,
Mhm,
Johnny changes all the time. He makes every woman he's with feel very special. He makes every woman he with feel like, "Oh my god, he really likes me." Like, that's what he's known to do, like, so
mhm,
I wasn't shocked because we seen him planting the seed with everyone else around him. I am glad that he finally said something to Arena, but I do
mhm,
feel like he wasn't as clear as he could have been. Like, I feel like in that conversation when her saying, like, "I'll try more," he could have said, "Well, there's nothing I really want you to try. I just don't think the chemistry's there. I don't think that this is something that we could work on. I need somebody a little
mhm.
bit more competitive." Because at the end of the day, I think that that's what it was. Obviously, not to jump ahead, but like, it obviously wasn't like chemistry surface level because you wanted to try again even
Yeah,
after you shitted on her. But I think he wasn't clear, because I
mhm.
think if he was clear, Anarina would have chosen to open the box too, because
Yeah,
she left that conversation thinking, "Okay, I've heard this before, that I don't open up, that things are very surface level, so, like, I need to try." And he left
mhm.
that conversation of like, "Well, I told her how I feel, so she knows that I'm gonna move on." And I feel like it was very, like, conflicting, so I don't think it was clear for her, so
Yeah, I think he should have been a little more direct of like, I don't think that we have what it takes as a partnership, and I am going to try to find a new one if the opportunity comes up, which I know it's always risky to be that honest because he, could put him in a vulnerable position, but she deserved that, I think, or at least for him to wait until it wouldn't make her vulnerable. He could have waited till the
Right.
next day and not done
Yeah.
it then because
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think like there's nothing wrong with you saying, "Oh, this isn't the partnership that I think is going to help me get to the end."
mhm,
And I feel like she would have understood that. Like, hey, just kind of like Tyreek told her, right? Like, hey, would you mind like if I coupled up with somebody for the games, but like I still wanted to pursue you romantically? You know what I
mhm,
mean? I don't know. That might have been a different conversation, but
yeah,
again, they walked away from that conversation with 2 different interpretations, which we clearly seen when they had to make their choice, where she's like,
yeah,
"This is the easiest choice in the world," and he was like, I disagree," and, he was willing to
yeah,
make himself vulnerable because I think what people forget is that, like, there was no telling that what's her name? What is her name? Kate?
Gabby,
Gabby.
Gabby,
That Gabby was
Steve
going to
Stacy.
yeah, Casey. Yeah. There was no telling that Gabby was going to pick Johnny. She could have picked Marvin or Tyreek, which to Marvin's point, Johnny, you were safe. If you would have stayed with Andreina, if you would have stayed with Andreina, you were safe. Then
Mhm,
she would have had to pick Marvin or Tyreek. Let's say she
mhm,
picks Tyreek and then Tyreek is safe. And then the couple still got to save one person, and that
yeah,
person would have been Marvin because Eyebrows said that it
Sydney.
would have been Marvin, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So, at
he
first when I
messed
was
it
like,
all up.
yeah, at first I was like, Marvin is, like, tripping a little bit. Oh, I mixed it up because I'm jumping ahead, but, you know what I mean? At
Yeah,
first I was like, "John, he's not responsible for Marvin," but then now once you put the puzzle pieces together, you can see,
well, that
but
makes
yeah,
sense because
what
I
did
was
you
like,
think of Garby and Kendall choosing each other? And I thought he was gonna open the box.
yeah, I mean, I didn't think he was gonna open the box only because I mean, I just still don't really trust Kendall, and I think he picked Garby very pointedly. I think he knows that we're all gonna love Garby, and he's just along for the ride, right? But I wish she would have opened the box. I don't love this partnership, or especially after the stuff with Lucinda and I just think she could do better. But again, I don't know why. I just don't trust Kendall this time around. Maybe, like I said, we've just seen too much of him. It was Love Island, then Beyond the Villa, and now this again. But yeah, something about him is just not genuine to me. So I wish that she would couple up with someone else, but they seem to be sticking together. So
What do you think of Tyreek swerving on Justine and opening the box? I feel like she said, I should have known better. I played myself.
hmm
I feel like I really thought that Justine knew Tyreek was gaming her. Like, I
yeah.
really felt like she was onto him, like she knew what was up,
hmm
but nobody knew the boxes were coming. So it's like, I get not wanting to do what you just did to him again.
Yeah.
So I get why she didn't open the box because she's like, "Okay, well, I'm not gonna do I've seen how upset it just made him. I'm not gonna do it again." But I
hmm
feel like she should have known that he was gonna do it, to get her.
Yes.
This seems like such a Tyreek thing to do.
Well, and even not to give Tyreek credit at all, but even just the fact that, say, he decided not to open the box and she did, then he's putting himself in that exact position again from the day before, right? So it would have been a huge risk for him knowing she just picked someone else. And even though they had smoothed it over, I don't like to say I understand because I think he could have been way more open with her and just been like, I'm not set with you and I'm gonna pick someone else if I can. I think I understand why he would have been nervous to not open the box because if she did, he looks silly again. So and he does not like to look
I
silly.
get it, but we also seen him like
Yeah.
tell the camera or tell Toby or whoever the hell he was talking to, like, I'm gonna pretend like everything's
Yeah.
fine. I'm gonna make her breakfast. I'm gonna act like everything's cool, and then I'm gonna strike when the iron's hot. And then it just
Yeah.
happened to 24 hours later, the iron happened to be hot where he had the opportunity to get her back. It was definitely a get her back moment, which I guess it's like if you're plotting, like you're not going to tell somebody your plot. It was very
Uh-huh.
intentional
Yeah.
what he did. It was very intentional. I'm going to act like we're cool. I'm going to act like we're moving forward. That's what I still believe he's doing now, which
Mhm.
not to jump ahead, but I
Yes.
still believe he's
Oh,
doing that
definitely.
Yeah, and I don't care. He gonna send her into a duel. I bet you. Watch, but not to jump ahead. But I do think he's still being very intentional. Tyreek better hope he's not in the bottom because America loves Justine and they're gonna get him back. Um,
Uh-huh.
but he was trying to act all torn up about it, right? Like, oh my god, like I just feel so bad. No, you don't.
Mm-mm. No, even not to jump ahead, but this last episode when they're the power squad or whatever, he's so excited and it's like, but Justine is vulnerable and he just doesn't care at all. He's he's
Yeah, I have thoughts about the Power Squad, but we'll
yeah,
get
we'll
there.
get
So
there.
Uh, Andrea and Josh stay together. They don't pick the box. Tyreek, you see, there were 3 men up there and only one girl. Nicola and Marvin and
Mhm.
Case. Thoughts?
Well, I feel bad because I saw like Nicola was so excited and very like, I'm so happy that Casey's here. And she just seemed like very happy to have this opportunity of another couple, but wasn't being like cautious enough because Casey didn't necessarily pick her. They just kind of got stuck together because she was the only girl that opened the box. So I was excited to see her excited, but I also think she should have played it a little more cool of like, oh, like I'm happy, like I want to see where this goes, or I'm excited to meet him. But she was kind of like, lucky me, like this box. And I just think she hasn't had the best time in there. So just like
She
be
hasn't,
cautious.
but honestly, to me, it doesn't seem like she's interested in a romantic connection with anybody. Like, I
No.
feel like she says that she wants one, but I don't see that like I thought her and Marvin, like I didn't feel like they really even tried to have a romantic connection. It was kind of like I don't know what we missed to where they settled on like we're just going to be friends. And
Hmm.
then even now obviously it's in the 2 episodes that she's been with Casey, I'm not seeing like any conversations happening, any snuggling, anything. I think it's just like I don't know, like if
Hmm.
she's just like a professional homegirl, but I feel like she's definitely okay with it. Like, I feel like
Yeah.
she's not really like, there's no pressure on her to have a romantic connection. I think we even heard her say, like, I'm realizing like you don't have to have a romantic connection in here. Like, you can just be in a friendship couple. So,
Mhm.
but that made Marvin vulnerable. Like, if he would have put some pressure, which I like Marvin, he seems like a good guy. I don't think he got enough airtime. And we didn't
Mhm.
really get to know him that much, but
No, he definitely left too soon. And I think it would have made more sense for Nicola and him just to stay together. But when they don't have a romantic connection, you don't want to miss that chance. So I get why they did that, but also, I think they should have just stayed together and waited because they did have like, that nice speech he had. People were liking them together. So they just changed so fast. We didn't even get a chance to like see them together. So
yeah,
we need a
same, and
little
I'm
more
like,
time.
they at least picked each other, like,
Yeah.
like, Marvin picked her as opposed to Casey kind of just, like, ended up with her, like, um but yeah, so Casey ends up with Nicola, Gabby ends up picking Johnny, which lucky boots for him because
Hmm.
that means like, he literally risked his own safety, already safe, you risked your own safety to then
It was very
make
cocky of him.
Anna vulnerable. This was, like, the first time in the whole game that she hasn't been vulnerable, so it was really sad. She was so
Hmm.
excited to be safe, and then you made her
I
vulnerable.
know. Yeah, it was very cutthroat. And you sent me a clip from last season of Love Island Games where the girls were telling Johnny off. So apparently he just does this a lot. Like he doesn't
Yeah,
care
yeah,
about anyone.
and it so same thing he did with I think her name Jess? I think her name was
Yes.
Jess.
Hmm.
Um
Eyeliner.
coming and she's like, it's really crazy because as a viewer watching, I remember thinking, not seeing Johnny's season 2 with Sally, I remember
Hmm.
thinking like, why does she think that he doesn't like her? Like it seemed like she was insecure, right? Because it seemed
Hmm.
like, oh, she's so insecure. She thinks that Johnny doesn't like him, but clearly he's kissing her, he's hugging her, he's snuggling on her. It appears to me like he likes her. Like, why is she so hell-bent that he doesn't like her? Like, girl, like have some confidence in yourself. But then she says, I knew it. You were playing along and I knew, and he did the exact same thing, right? Like the minute somebody else came in, he hopped onto her and was kissing her, hugging her, making her feel all special. But that's what he was doing to Jess too. So it's definitely a pattern.
And he's doing that with Gabby too, right? Because that's not his type. Like, I'm like, how is he kissing her? And I just don't feel like he really
But
is
you see
into
how
her.
he just makes her like he has the ability to make whoever's in front of him feel so special. Luckily,
Mhm,
Gabby doesn't seem to be falling for it. She seems to be like, I'm just trying to have fun and I'm just trying to win.
mhm.
You're cute and good to
Yeah.
kiss, but also like you seem like the best person I can win the game with.
Mhm,
I hope she keeps that mentality because if she doesn't have that mentality, it's very easy to think that Johnny likes you, right? He's doing all the
mhm.
things. Even
And that's
Andreina said, like, "He makes me feel so special." He makes
mhm.
everyone feel special. That's his specialty is making a bitch feel special. Like, kiss
Yeah.
her, hug her, snuggle her, make her breakfast, pull her for chats during the day. Like, that's just his MO.
Mhm. I think it is so smart too. Like, maybe they're not this calculated, but if you're actually just there for money and not for the love at all, to partner up with someone in a different country is smart because if you win together and you don't actually like each other, it's like, "Oh, we're in different countries, we're not gonna date anymore." It's really easy out, right? Versus
Yeah.
the ones that go back to the same country where they're like, "Oh, we dated 2 weeks and it didn't work out." So you're like, "Oh, it wasn't real." So it is smart. I don't think that they're thinking like that, but it's a good strategy because it's just an easy out after the show's over.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it was cutthroat what Johnny
Mhm.
did to Andreina.
Yes.
He had to do it for the game. Um, she was not playing with him. She was like, "Take him," but then we go we end off of him, like, shitting on her, and then it's, like, the next episode, he's, like, trying to get back with her, which I'm so confused. I'm surprised that, Raina was in the bottom vote. I thought I seen a
Mhm.
lot of support
Yeah.
for her online, so I didn't think she was gonna be in the
Same with
bottom.
Garby too. That was
Yeah,
weird, right? Yeah. I
yeah.
was
I mean,
shocked.
I knew Justine wasn't gonna be because she's a favorite.
Mhm.
Um, I guess the world has forgiven Andrea. Again, she's much more likable for sure, but
Mhm.
who else was there? Oh, Nicola. I mean, people love Nicola. I was very surprised it was Garby and Andreina. Very.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I remember thinking that, like, that doesn't seem right. So I didn't get that. But the next episode starts with Andreina and the revenge bikini. She wanted Johnny to know what he's missing, and she did a great job of showing him that. So
That bikini was
whose
slammed.
bikini was it? Was it
I
Garby's?
don't even know. I don't know if it was
Okay.
Garby's or if it was
I don't know
Justine.
either.
I don't know. I don't even know if somebody else has worn that bikini during the
No.
season already because they didn't wear it like that.
No,
Okay.
I wouldn't be wearing it after that. It needs to be, like, in the Love Island Hall of Fame or
Hall of
something.
Fame, like, the way that Tyreek was like, "That's a nice bikini," and then who else
He started
complimented it?
Tyreek started
Toby?
speaking Spanish. He was so excited. So,
Was it Toby that complimented
I
it
think it
too?
was Toby, yeah, and Johnny was just looking. He didn't say anything, but his eyes were very wide, so he saw it all, so
Well, it did something because it had him coming back like, "You can still be with me." Like, what are you talking about right now, bro? Like,
yeah,
what are you actually talking about? Because you said I don't have substance, that our conversations are surface level. How did that
yeah.
all of a sudden change?
It's very strange, right? Like, you made your move, you dumped her in the worst way possible, so you didn't wanna be with her, so you got your wish, so what are you trying to gain now? I don't understand because I
A
don't get the
romantic
feeling.
relationship.
Do you really think he wants to date her though? Or
I
maybe
think
he
he wants
just
to sleep with
wants.
her.
Yeah. So maybe he just wanted to smooth things over so when they get back and they bump into each other, they might have a chance of, like, cooking up
Yeah.
because,
But he
yeah, it
even
didn't make
said, like,
sense.
"Why can't you win and then come back to me?" basically. What?
Yeah, right.
What are
Yeah.
we actually talking about right now, Johnny? Shut the fuck up.
I was proud of the way she handled herself, like, saying, "You are a bad person." He was pulling that guy thing they do where they're like, "Well, I guess I'm just a bad person. I'm just the worst." And she's like, "Yeah, you are," which was awesome.
Yeah.
She didn't back down. She didn't try to make him feel better because, like, why should she? He
Yeah,
did
that's what I just
something
wanted to tell her.
He wanted her to say, "It's fine," but she didn't, and I'm glad that she didn't. He was like, "If it's fuck me, then it's fuck me," and she's like, "Yeah, it is fuck you. Like, why would it
Like,
not
he
be? It's."
Ashley, he
bizarre.
tried to have, like, 5 different conversations with her in this one episode, and then you're, like, trying to give me advice before my duel. You're trying to give me encouraging words during my duel. You know what I mean? At first, it was like,
Mhm,
"Oh, I think you've got the vote," and then you see that I don't, then it's like, "Oh,
mhm,
you're gonna be fine." Like, you've got be on the attack, be on the attack, and it's like,
mhm.
"Shut up, Johnny, just shut up."
Yeah, he put her in that position, and it would have been so good to see her win, although I didn't want Garby to go either, so that was hard. But just to rub it in Johnny's face would have been amazing to see her win, and I wonder what would have happened then. Like, would he keep
It
trying to get
was
with her?
amazing to see her come so close because I think
Mhm,
people ruled her out entirely. They thought she was gonna get her ass kicked. I'm glad she, like, barely lost, you know what I mean? Because
mhm.
it showed that she does have that competitive spirit in her. I was wondering the whole time I was watching that duel, like, are they allowed to crawl on the floor? Because I feel like that would have been a better
I
strategy.
literally had that as a question for you because I was like, "Did I miss something? Did they have to stay on their feet? Why are they on their feet?" We're always thinking the same because I the same. I was like, I would have quietly got down, crawled over, and grabbed the one off of their back,
Yes,
off their
there
hips,
must
right?
have been a rule that you have to stay on your feet
Yeah.
because I'm like, it doesn't make sense. Like they're getting low, but I would have been crawling like so
Yeah.
silently. And the minute I felt a foot like
Yeah.
because they're not going to know that you're down here and your belts are down here. They're going to think that, if they feel if I touch your foot, I know that you're up. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I would have been like, and meanwhile, they're like, I felt
It's
like it was a better
probably
strategy. It must
it's
have been a
probably
rule.
Yeah, I was just thinking it's probably a safety thing, like, if you're on the ground, you might get, like, your head stepped on or something, so that's probably what it is, but, yeah, if they could have gone on the floor, it would have been much easier, and I also was like, "Just go for it," and that's what the guys did in their duel, where you're like, because the girls were kinda, like, hiding back and, like, trying to be quiet, but it's like, I think as soon as the bell goes, you just have to, like, run to the person and just grab it,
Yeah,
you
because
know?
you know that like, okay,
There's
they're
Yeah.
right here, you
Yeah,
know?
and there's no point. I think the longer you try to avoid them, the more tired you get, and then you just get confused about where they are versus you. I think you just have to, like, basically charge at them and go for it. So, were you shocked that Kendall won?
I was very shocked that Kendall won, but I thought Marvin's strategy was wild. I don't know
Mhm.
what he was doing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, that's the only way Kendall can win a duel to me is to be blindfolded because he's not really the best competitor, but I was shocked. Yeah, I was shocked. But
Yeah.
I thought Marvin, again, he's making too much noise. He's
Mhm.
tall, he's not reaching in the right places. Like, um,
It does seem like it would be an easier game for a shorter person, right? Because your tags are lower then and their tags are right at your hand level, like, it just seems like it would
well,
be a
the
short
two tall
person's
people
game.
lost. So maybe there's something
Yeah.
there because Marvin and Andrina are both really tall.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
It was a
it was an interesting duel.
Yeah, it was hard to see Andreina go, but I'm glad Garby stayed. So that was it's hard when there's 2 people you want to stay dueling because
Right,
you don't
right,
know who to
because, I mean,
root
Marvin,
for.
we didn't really have any attachment to him, right? Because he's
Mhm,
fairly new, but Amaraina, I do wanna know what would have happened if she stayed. Is Johnny
mhm,
going to I'm glad she doesn't have to just watch Johnny frolic with that girl. I don't feel like he would be moving like that if Amaraina was still in the house, but maybe because he's done it in past seasons, but I would have been interested to see the dynamic with Tyreek and Justine fighting if Tyreek would have tried to crawl back to Amarina. You know what I
mhm,
mean? Like she was such a key player to people in the house that I do think that the show just gets boring when you keep knocking out the top people, you know? So it's like,
mhm.
I would have been interested to see Tyreek, try and get back with her, Johnny, try and get back with her, and if not,
Yeah,
after a few episodes, then let her go, but
I know, it's hard. Like, I would rather see KK and Chris there instead of, like, Toby and Lucinda, like, there's some people I miss and some I could do without. Not that
Some
I
have
liked
main
Chris,
character
but
energy and some just
yeah,
don't. Regardless, Chris and KK had main character energy. Honorina had main character energy.
yes.
Lucinda, not so much. Sydney, that's her name, right? Eyebrows?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sydney, not
She
so much.
That was funny when she said Johnny's gonna be on season 80 of Love Island, though. That was good. I'm like, "Where's this Sydney?" Because that's what I remember from the first time I saw she was, like, a little more lively and funny. I think she's getting more comfortable. She just seemed a little off the first few days, but I think
Okay.
maybe also coming in with your ex, but that hasn't really been anything. She did wear the shirt.
Anything. Yeah. What
Yeah.
shirt was this?
It just said, "Your favorite ex-girlfriend" or something, so I don't know. It's supposed
Yes.
to
And
be.
didn't Lucinda say something about the shirt? Like, oh, she keeps wearing it or something?
Yeah, I think because obviously Lucinda is with Isaiah, so there's like a little. I don't think there's any beef with her and Sydney, but maybe a little worries on Lucinda's part. But I don't think she should be worried. There doesn't feel like there's anything there. But then wearing the shirt is kind of like at least she's giving us something with this ex-girlfriend plot, but that's not what we were expecting. A T-shirt. We wanted like something
She
more than
said, and
that.
I feel like something like productions maybe whispering in their ear because didn't she say something like, I mean, I don't want him back, but like it's just difficult to see him like with another girl, but it's like whole time you're Lips and Toby. So what are you talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah. I don't know. She
They
doesn't
don't
seem
seem
in.
to give a two rats asses about each other, and neither do
No.
Casey and
And
Gabby.
Gabby, right? Yeah, there's like all these X's in there, and it's not really contributing to the storyline in any way. So maybe it will eventually. I don't know.
Because Casey and Gabby seem to have like a really cool friendship. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, there's no hard feelings at all. It's just like it's like friends. So like
yeah.
can we bring in some exes that like have some beef with each other or something to hash out or like some unfinished business or that will at least get back together, like something.
Or like make out behind their couple's back or something, sneak off to
Yes.
the hideaway at night. I don't know.
We need to send the producers our ideas because this is not working. We need a little more excitement. Although these were pretty good, these episodes. I'm more entertained, but to keep sending our faves home, that's hard.
Yeah.
So, besides the duel, I think that was really the only big part of that episode that took up a lot of it
Revenge
and
bikini duel, Johnny being Johnny. Yeah.
trying to, yeah. Oh, is he gonna win this? Is that what's gonna happen? Will we vote him off the island?
I don't know if he has to be vulnerable. And if he's smart, he's not going to be vulnerable because people didn't like him on games last season and he made it to the top. Too, he's a good competitor.
Yeah. It's true, and I mean, it does keep it interesting when people make these big moves, even though it's hard to watch or hard for, like, Andreina, it's interesting, it keeps us talking, right?
Yeah,
So
Tyreek and Johnny are carrying the show right now, to be
yeah,
honest. So I don't want to see them go just for dramatic purposes.
yeah, and it's nice to when somebody will make a move not based on what they think, America is gonna like, right? Like, they're not being nice and being safe, they're, like, doing the big moves even if they know people are gonna hate them, they don't mind being a little hated, so we need those
Right.
people, otherwise it would be a nice little show to watch, but no excitement, so they
Yeah,
do unfortunately, they are necessary, right?
yeah, I agree.
Yes. The next episode, the last night's episode, we see Kendall and Garby celebrating because they both won their duels. They're together, so everything's going well for them. Garby had her "We did it, Joe" reference, which was cute. I feel like Kendall didn't know what she was talking about, but maybe.
We I could have done without that makeout session. I don't think I ever need to see them kiss that long. I don't buy it. I don't see a romantic connection there on either
No.
end, to be honest.
No, it's so funny because when they're having this talk, I was literally thinking there's no romantic spark here. And it's almost like the producers like come over the loudspeakers and are like, "Can kiss now, please kiss," or no one's buying
Yeah,
this. So I thought
5,
it was
6,
cute.
7, 8, go, action. Like,
Yeah, isn't there like people making clips of Kendall like massaging
yes,
doing
there's
that?
people making all kind of Kindle clips, and it's honestly, they're so funny. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gazing at me.
Yeah,
And when
Kendall
he's
is
so
something.
hot, Garby.
Yeah, we're not feeling like he's really into Garby, but I hate that for her, but do you think she's in on it too? Like,
I don't think she's into him either. I
no,
don't think she's into him
it's
either.
a strategic partnership when,
Yeah.
people do that on the show, so it's not necessarily frowned upon, so they
But
don't need
it's
to fake it so
also
hard.
like he's not a great competitor, so it's like if she wanted somebody for the games, I feel like she would be more into somebody like Johnny. But
Mhm.
like, cause Kendall, I mean, but Kendall is really good at skating by, like flying
Yeah,
under the radar and going unnoticed. I will say he's good at that.
yeah. Does Garby live in the United States or no?
I don't know. I don't think so.
People
I
keep
don't
forgetting she's not actually American because she
because
has
she
no
has
accent.
such a great, yeah, like she sounds American, but yeah, it
Mhm.
doesn't sound like English is her second language at all.
No, because I was just thinking, like, Kendall, obviously, he has the popularity of season 6, so for her, that might be part of it, but if she doesn't even live in the USA and doesn't plan to live there, I don't know the benefits really, but yeah, it just feels like strategic. I don't buy it, but maybe we're wrong. We've been wrong
Maybe.
before, sort of.
Yeah.
Maybe not. It always we
Yeah.
always end up being right eventually. It might take a couple years, but we get there. So, we'll see. Like we
Believe
said,
that, but
we're not trusting anyone now. None of these men for a year or 2. It's gonna take some time, so
yeah,
they're
yeah.
all on probation.
Mhm.
So Johnny and Gabby, same thing. They make out, I don't buy it. I'm like, maybe they find each other hot, whatever, but I don't feel
I
like
think
a
they find each
romantic
other hot, but
spark.
I think that Gabby's very she seems very, like, upfront about what she's looking for. "I wanna win and I wanna have fun." And if
Yeah.
have fun is looking at you, kissing you, smooching you, cool.
Mhm.
Johnny is trying to make it again, what just take it. "I wanna have fun, I wanna win too." Why do you have to
Mhm.
make it seem like there's a genuine romantic interest there? There's
Mhm.
not. Like, just have fun and win. That's
Yeah.
what she
I
wants, but, like, you have to do the most. "Give me another kiss, give me more, give me" like, you know?
Right? We would literally just saw him 1 day ago doing that with Andreina, and it's like, yeah, you just met this girl. We're not
Yeah,
buying that all of a sudden you're all into her. I think Gabby has a great mindset, and they should all have that mindset, right? Like, it would feel more genuine if for the first week or so you're kind of like, I'm just here to have fun and to win and meet someone maybe, but I don't know where it's gonna go. And then we see it like slowly develop, right? And that's the thing. It feels a little. They know they're in like a time crunch, and so it feels very rushed and not genuine.
mhm.
Especially, yeah, Gabby and Johnny. People not forcing it is Nicola and Casey. They're just buddies. They make each other laugh, which is nice. They're
Right.
funny, but I
It
don't see a
was
spark there.
funny. What was he calling soul ties?
Salties.
Soul
Salties, yes. He was like all one word instead of 2 different words, so
Yeah, I
and
don't
Nicola
know,
up there,
I don't know. I don't know because you see when he was talking to Kendall, he was unsure and Kendall's just kinda like, "Oh, like, yeah, if she's fine with not having a romantic connection." Like, why is that the conclusion?
Yeah, I know. I don't know what Nicola's doing there. Like she said, I don't care about the money, so you're not there for the love.
I think
What do we
she
do?
is there for the love, but, like, I don't
She's
think
not
she
gonna force it.
Yeah, I think she wants a man that's, like, gonna actively, like, kind of pursue her and, like,
Mhm.
let it be known that he's into her, and if she's not really feeling that vibe, then she keeps it very platonic, like
Yeah, which is probably what some other people would be doing, right? Like, if they were all being real, "I'm not really feeling anyone here," but they're all thinking, "I don't wanna go home, so I'm gonna pretend I'm really into this person," and I think Nicola's just not doing that, right? She's like, none of these people are into me and I'm not into them. So I'm not going to pretend I am. So she is being real, but I wish they would bring someone in that she likes, that likes her, so we could, see her have
she
a
seems to be
connection.
just really, like, "I like the games, I like playing the games, I'm
Yeah.
competitive, like, this is fun." I think Nicola's there for fun in
Yeah.
regards to the games, you know? Like, she's, like,
I,
having the time of her life, she's like a kid at Chuck E. Cheese.
yeah. She's like the exact opposite person of Lucinda. They just like couldn't be more different.
I'm ready
They're both there.
to leave, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. They're both there for the vibes, but the opposite vibes. Nicola's good vibes. Lucinda is bad vibes a little bit, but so Tyreek and Justine kiss, so they're back to being good. Again, are they really? Or he's
I
playing
don't
her.
know. I don't know. I feel like Tyreek is playing, right? I
Yeah.
feel like he's still playing, right? So
Mhm.
after Gabby didn't pick him, he said, I have to do damage control. So that's
Mhm.
exactly what he's doing. His only other option is Justine. Andreina's gone.
Yeah.
All he can do is circle back to Justine. So he's doing damage control. I feel like Justine is playing along. I feel like Justine is aware that he's doing damage control. I think she knows not to trust him. I think
Mhm.
we think she's not standing on business, but I think in the back of her mind, she knows the minute I can drop him, I'm going to. And he's thinking the same thing. The minute I can drop her, I'm going to. He's
Yeah.
going to send her into a duel. Guaranteed.
Mhm.
He's
Yeah,
not going to protect her from not going into that duel. He's not.
I agree. He seemed so excited that he was getting to pick someone to go in. Whereas like with Andrea, like you might be not so excited knowing your partner is going to be put up there, but he was like thrilled about it. So that's not a good sign that
Mhm.
he's actually into her. So
Yeah.
uh, the captains were the new people. Is that how they decided? I was like, I missed how they. So it
They're
was
a couple.
Gabby.
I guess the new couples. Yeah.
Okay, and how did we end up with Tyreek and Toby as a pair? Like that just doesn't seem fair, right?
It's not fair. I said the same thing.
No,
They
it's
and they
crazy.
actually went against Justine and John. It's not fair for them to be a pair because number one, first of all, first of all, we had two single people. They should have been singular because
Mhm,
first of all, I think it was rigged for that team to win because
mhm,
they just had such an unfair advantage. They
mhm.
had more guys on their squad and they had the stronger players.
Yeah.
And I just don't think it's fair, like how they ended up in a team because they have bigger hands. Men have bigger hands than women. That's just a
Mhm.
fact. So they can scoop more. They can get more in. They can get more out. They can crawl up that wall quicker.
Yeah.
They have longer legs. They're taller. Like it
Mhm.
was not a fair competition at all.
No. Was that just bad picking then? Because they picked their own teams, right? So how did I was like, I don't know what I
Because
missed, but
it
did
was weird. They got to go like Johnny. It was weird, right? Because Johnny and Gabby got to pick their first boy, and then and then the other team
I
got to pick
guess
their first girl.
I guess oh, yeah, that maybe that's how it got messed up. Because I'm like, I
Yeah,
guess Josh also is strong, right? So you have Tyreek, Toby, Josh, all three of them are really strong. You are gonna end up with two of them on one team then. It's just the way it is. But it didn't seem fair. They needed to
I
even
feel
it out
like they
somehow.
should have been one of them should have been the singular player, but it wouldn't have been fair to put a boy against a boy. I mean, a boy
Yeah.
against a girl.
I think the problem was it ended up being Johnny, Tyreek, and Toby on one team, right? Like that's just stacked. And then you have Josh and Isaiah, right? No, Isaiah was
No,
on.
Isaiah was on the other team.
Yeah,
See, they
it's
had
just a
so
mess.
many guys.
Yeah.
Let me
Something
look.
just, I know they picked their own teams. I'm like, I don't feel like it's rigged, but something felt off. I'm like, this is just not
Something
fair.
felt off, right? Like
Yeah, I'm like, what?
so many they had so many guys on their team. That was the thing,
Yeah.
right? I'm like, how did they get so many boys on their team? Because Isaiah,
Yeah.
yeah, they had Johnny, Isaiah, Toby, and Tyreek.
Yeah.
And
That's crazy.
the only girls that they had were Gabby, Lucinda, and Andrea.
Yeah. And then what guys were on the other team then? Josh
Kendall
and that's it? Yeah, that doesn't seem right.
and Casey.
Oh, right. Yeah. Someone picked wrong, basically. I'm like, I was listening to them pick, and I don't know. Somehow at the end, I'm just like, this doesn't seem right. So I don't know who messed up on their picking, but yeah, it definitely feels like I don't know. Who would you say are the two strongest men? Johnny and Josh?
Yeah,
Yeah. So I guess they were on separate teams, right?
Johnny and Josh. But then I feel like when it came down to it, the last two picks, and this is where it became not fair, was Isaiah and Sydney. So you have a
Hmm.
guy and then you have a girl. So it's not
Right.
fair. One person,
Right.
the Johnny's team should have gotten Sydney, and
Isaiah should have been on.
Yeah. So
Josh's team.
that's why when it got down to those two, it's like, who's to say why do you guys get the guy and we get the girl?
Yes. Yeah. I'm like, something wasn't right, and that's what it is. I think Isaiah should have been on the other team, and that would have made it more fair. Or one of those guys, you know? But
Yeah.
I guess it is what it is. It already happened, so we can't go back. People were saying that the pumps seemed rigged too. Like one pump
Mhm.
was better. Do you think that was just error in using the pump or the actual pump itself? Were they
I
just
don't
not
know.
using
People
it?
girl, there's a whole balloon gate going on saying that yellow balloons have more density than pink balloons. Pink balloons are easier to pop because of the dye in the balloon.
Oh.
It's a whole conspiracy, but ChatGPT said that it's no difference. Like that it's a very, very slight difference. And unless you're like a balloon artist, like you really wouldn't be able to tell. But it did
Mhm,
seem something was wrong. There could have been a malfunction with the pump because it did
mhm,
seem like the yellow balloon, like, I'm like, "This balloon is so full and it's not popping," but
mhm. Yeah, I also feel like when you're using those pumps, so, sometimes, like, you have to, like, hit it in the right spot and, like,
Mhm.
maybe they just weren't jumping right, but, yeah, people think the pumps were rigged, so
Yeah.
but do you like, what would the point be in rigging it? Like, who would they be trying to get rid of by rigging it, do you think?
I don't know, I just felt like it was so obvious that Johnny's team was gonna win because
Mhm.
they just had the better competitors. As soon as they picked the teams, I'm like, "Oh my god, they're gonna lose." Like,
Yeah. Yeah, they didn't have a hope, and was Sydney or Lucinda faster? Lucinda won,
Listen to one.
shockingly.
Yeah, like, very, very it was very, very close, but again,
Mhm.
balloon
The
gate. No, just kidding,
balloons.
pump gate.
It's the damn pink balloons and the pump and the bad picking of the teams. Because yeah, it didn't feel right. I did kind of like that, it wasn't the couples together because that kinda added a little bit of excitement and mixed it up a little, but it is
Right,
sad
because a
because now we've
couple is
got
gonna break up, but it's almost like the only people in a couple that were on the same team were Gabby and Johnny,
mhm,
and, I guess Kendall and Garby were technically on the same team, but, like, Garby I mean, Johnny and Gabby, and then Isaiah and Lucinda were on the same team. Everybody else is, like, opposite, so Tyreek's gonna have
mhm,
to either send in Justine to duel, or, who else do we have? Toby, is he gonna
mhm,
send in Sydney to duel? Like,
mhm. I think it's obvious that Josh is gonna duel just from his. Did you see the preview for tonight?
Mhm.
Where he's, like, asking Andrea, "Where do we stand?" And he looks sad. I think he's not happy that she sent him in, but I don't think she had a choice. There was, like,
He didn't have a
6
choice,
people.
obviously. Yeah, who do you think he's gonna duel against?
I think Casey, maybe?
I think Casey because Kendall just dueled. They're gonna be like, he
Mhm,
just had to go into a duel,
mhm.
and he's not a strong competitor. They don't know what Casey can do, so I think they're gonna wanna size him up.
Well,
Uh,
and Lucinda and Kendall are best friends, so she has to try to save him if they
yeah,
are.
so Lucinda's gonna try and save Kendall. Andrea's
Mhm,
gonna try and save Josh. I would assume that Gabby is gonna try and save Casey, but it's ultimately gonna come down to Toby, Tyreek, and Johnny have a really strong alliance. They're all, like, very close friends outside of
mhm.
this. So, ultimately, it's gonna come down to what the 3 of them want, and
Yeah,
they're gonna wanna try and get the stronger competitors out, which I think in their minds, it's going to be and then Isaiah's in there too, but,
mhm.
uh and I think they're good Isaiah, we already know he tried to get Johnny versus Chris out, so he's all about getting the strongest competitor out, which is going to be Josh
Yeah.
versus somebody.
Yeah, I remember from the preview, somebody, maybe it's on Andrea, tries to say, like, Kendall versus Casey would be the most fair fight, but it's like, you
For
don't
sure.
really want a fair fight in these. You're trying to get rid of the strongest one, so to not put Josh in would she has to know that it's never gonna happen, right? Like, that would
Yeah,
just
but
be
again,
bad
you
gameplay.
never know what it's gonna be because in the last competition, right, like,
Mhm,
Marvin was clearly the better competitor. If
mhm.
that man was not blindfolded, Kendall would have fucking lost, you know what I mean? Like, so you never know
So
what it's gonna
true.
be. It may be something where your strength works against you. So
Mhm,
that's the point of a duel, you don't know, and I think that who do we have? We have Andrea, and we have Lucinda, and we have Gabby.
mhm.
So Gabby's gonna wanna try and get rid of the closest competitor. We already know Lucinda's not really feeling Garby right now.
Uh-huh.
And
You
I
think it'll
think,
be Garby and Justine?
who do we have on the other side? Garby, Justine, Nicola,
Sydney
and
and
Sydney.
Sydney.
It might be Nicola versus Sydney.
Yeah, that'd be good. I don't know
It
who would
might be,
win.
yeah, it might be Nicola versus Sydney.
Mhm.
But I think if Tyreek is not being an ass, because I think Johnny has a really close friendship with Justine, and so does Toby.
Mhm.
And if Tyreek's not being a dude, uh, and he's trying to protect Justine, I don't think they're going to send Garby in because she just dueled.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah,
The
I'm
only fair
interested to
one to
see.
put against Justine, I think, is Garby, and maybe Nicola. Nicola's a good competitor.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see Lucinda wanting Sydney to go, right? So they might put Sydney versus Nicola. Yeah, I could see that for sure.
Yeah.
They were definitely sore winners though. That was hard to watch. They were like especially Lucinda who has whined the entire time and now she finally has like she won something and just rubbed it in everyone's face. And I'm like, if they did that to her, she would be crying in the corner,
Yeah.
probably leaving. But I
Yeah.
mean, of course you're gonna celebrate your win. I just thought they went a little far with it. So
Yeah, they did.
you gotta celebrate a win in there because the next day you can be vulnerable. It changes so fast. So
Yeah, at least Andrea is not vulnerable. This is the first time she's not vulnerable.
yeah, she's finally catching a break, which is good because America's been saving her, so that must feel good for her. Because I know she was thinking nobody could stand her, so she's
Yeah.
definitely had a redemption, which is nice to see for anybody when they have well, she didn't have a bad time on her season, it was all the after
After she
stuff,
ruined it
but
for her goddamn self. I'm sure she learned her
yeah, she can't be blaming an edit for that's for sure, that was her own socials, so you
right.
got any final thoughts on these 3 episodes? Supersized recap?
Um, no, I think, we'll see what happens tonight.
Yes, I know, right? It's someone's going home, 2 people are going home. They always send 2 home, right? Or just sometimes they let them save somebody, not with the duels, so,
Usually
like
not
the
with the duels. Yeah,
no,
no.
it
Yeah.
was definitely 2 going home then. So,
Yeah.
we're getting down to the end. Is the finale on Sunday or Tuesday?
I have no idea.
Okay. I thought it was over yesterday. No, today. I thought it was today, but apparently it's 1 more week, so it's a
No,
little
we
longer than
got
I
more
thought.
people. There's too many people in that damn house right now. So,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's next Tuesday. So still a week of fun. And obviously Love is Blind USA premieres tomorrow. So we're super excited for that. And we had a really exciting interview today with Captain Sandy from Below Deck Med. So that will be out today as well. And all of our Bravo recaps are coming. And yeah, big week. So
big
thanks
week.
for listening. And we'll be back with more. Thanks, guys.
Bye, guys.